Hello, Earn Full of Popcorn listeners. Timmy Williams here, and happy to report that I'm not putting this note on the start of the episode because of an audio issue. All right, that's normally why I do something like this. No, I'm putting this here because if you're hearing this, well, then you know that this is a Patreon exclusive. So if you're hearing this, that means you're one of our Patreon subscribers, so thank you very much. Very cool, and we'll try and make it worth your couple of bucks a month, right? And we do appreciate all the support because we have been spending a lot of time doing this, so it's fun to see people want to keep going and get involved. So anyways, our Patreon is only like $2.99 a month or something, and we want to make it worth your while, though, because neither Shandy or I have a lot of money, so we know that $3 is more than one. Anyways, so one of the things we're going to do is occasionally have these exclusive Fistful of Popcorn episodes where we go under the guise of being two different people, but that never lasts long. But it's basically our side show where we talk about non-horror movies, right? So Earnful of Popcorn will always be free and always be about horror movies, and we're going to do that for a long time until, Shandy gets sick of me, so at least another 6 months or so. And then, but every once in a while we'll do one of these, and it'll be a Patreon exclusive. Pretty cool. Other Patreon exclusives are going to include me doing some reviews, a little bit longer reviews than my Letterboxd reviews, and some other different random things, and discounts on merch, which, by the way, we've got merch now. And other people can buy merch, but you get a couple bucks off, I believe, on our cool t-shirts and other things that Shandy designed. She did a great job. So anyways, thank you for listening. Thank you for being a Patreon subscriber. You're the best. Don't tell the non-Patreon subscribers I said that, but you are. You're the best. You're like the best. You're the best, right? Very best. Anyways, so enjoy this episode. It's about one of my very, very, very favorite movies of all time, Hard Boiled by John Woo. Thank you very much. Love you. So, hi, this is Tammy Winches, and what's your name again?
Hi, Tammy.
You can do this. I have faith in you.
Yeah, I haven't done this in a while.
Yeah.
Hey, hey, Tammy. This is.
Don't look at the video, and I'm muting myself. Just fucking go for it. You can do it.
Hey, Tammy. This is Randy Scorsese. Nice to hear your beautiful voice again.
Well, you sound a lot breathier than last time. I bet you put on. Did you put on a couple 100 pounds, Randy?
I'm on my period right now.
Oh, I forgot that you're a trans man. Anyways, well, this is Fistful of Popcorn, and here's the deal. We put out an episode a few months ago, huge hit. I became independently wealthy off of that one episode. I believe, Randy, you did too, right? And
yeah, I bought a new horse.
You got a new horse. Good for you. But we also don't know how to use the internet, so we still have to use the Earnful of Popcorn's website. And those, trying to be nice, buttholes, they told me that we can still use it, but now we're going to be a Patreon exclusive. So I took a couple weeks to find out what that means. And basically that means that you can't find our podcast everywhere. It's only for people who pay to join this Patreon, which is like a club. So, Randy, how do you feel about that?
I think it's pretty nice to get some extra benefits. And it's not a lot of money. I mean, it's just pocket change, right?
Well, we're not getting it. They are. And
we're not getting anything.
No, Shimmy and Timmy and Shandy are getting it. And
fucking buttholes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But the thing is I do think our show is elite. And so now we're only making the show for elites, right? People who can pay $3 a month. Well, $2.99. What is your temperature back up to the 70s now or something there?
It actually was freezing out yesterday. It went up a little bit, but He's got the heat cranking. I got the window open. So.
Oh, he's an old man.
Mm-hmm.
They're so cold all the time.
Uh-huh.
My dad's
All the
always
time.
like, it's like, why is it 75 in here, you fucking monster?
80.
Ugh! I'd be like, I'd move. I know you can't move, but that'd be it for me. Like, that's a no for me, dog. You know, I'm gone. I'm fucking Audi 5000. I will live on the fucking street. The Northern Lights were out, and they've been out a lot in the last year, which I have to think is somehow a product of climate change. Because why else? Like, what else? Why would space be different? But anyways, they've been out a lot, and so it's cool to go see them. But it was so bright, like I stepped out my side door, and there's a building next to my house on that side. And so I could only kind of see the sky a little bit over the top, and there's streetlights and stuff, but I could still see the glow. It was it was huge. It was very, very bright. So, yeah. And I guess people in Minnesota saw it. And I have a brother who's in Finland right now for work, and he's like, yeah, we didn't see it. It's like, you're further north, but whatever. It might be a time thing because they didn't have nighttime at the same time, you know?
When you were talking about that, and then I was watching this movie, and the guy mentioned Iceland, I lived in Iceland for like 6 months, and I never saw the Northern Lights.
Who's in Hard Boiled? They talk about Iceland? You mean Antarctica?
Mm-hmm.
He says Antarctica.
Oh, it said Iceland in mine.
When he's talking about where he wants to move?
Yeah.
What? Because, okay, I watched it with dubs, but I've watched with subtitles before, and he always says Antarctica.
It said Iceland a few times.
What the fuck? Okay, well, we might be talking about two different things then, because I don't know how bad your subtitles were. Well, anyway, so this is Fistful of Popcorn, and it's not hosted by... Okay, but it's us. You get it. So, but, you know, Shandy wanted to do another one because we started this Patreon. She started Patreon. I just am there. And, you know, I'm not good at anything. So, but anyway, so she's like, we should do another Fistful of Popcorn, and now we'll make them Patreon exclusives. It's like, okay, because this is, like, our show's dumb enough, but then you take this, it's, like, so dumb that it should be hidden, you know, so.
It's special.
It's special. There you go. Not hidden. It's special. But it's like, okay, so originally, when we did the first one of these, I had you record a really dumb song that was like Timmy Likes Kung Fu, but then this is not going to be only about Kung Fu. No. This is going to be our kind of moniker for anything else that's not horror, I think. Because the next movie we were talking about was like a booby comedy, so that's not Kung Fu either.
And we can change however we fucking do it.
We can do whatever the hell we want. We can even do it as a third set of people and do something else. Anyways,
oh my God.
Welcome back to Earnful of Titties.
I was trying yesterday to go, if there was to be another spinoff, I mean, what would it even be? Earnful of Titties is good.
Or Earnful of Earns, and we just talk about like the stocks. Earnful of earnings. Earnful of earnings. We talk about stocks, which neither of us understands, not even a little.
But I think like you came up with the best too, because if people don't know, Timmy is the one that came up with Earnful of Popcorn, and he also came up with and you don't even what,
dude? That was so long ago,
bro. You came up with both the names. Fistful, you just said accidentally because you forgot what we called the podcast.
And I watch that Western all the time. I literally watched Fistful of Dollars yesterday.
So yeah, you can thank Timmy for all that.
Oh, that's pretty much my only contribution so far to the podcast. Shandy does a lot of it. So
and the flyers.
I make the flyers, and I do edit the goddamn thing. Which, trust me, listeners, you need that. So our unedited show is just a fucking disaster. And normally, what I do when I edit this show is just make us make more sense, because we both stutter a lot, and because of we're listening to each other and we're trying to have a conversation, but also because of the internet, sometimes there's weird lags, which means we talk over each other. It's a fucking disaster. And I know that some places for the Patreon is here's an unedited version. It's like, nobody wants
Maybe
that.
Somebody does.
you don't want to hear us be, yeah,
You're
but
not
no, but
getting it.
seriously, you don't want to hear us be you're not getting it. And I'll never do that. I'd never be okay with that. But also, like, think about it. Like, so all you would get is like, yeah, some more talking, but it's all worse. Like, like I'm not like, I feel like I have a pretty good sense of what to keep in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For both of us. Like sometimes there'll be something that I say that's like, that's stupid, I'm taking it out. Sometimes there'll be something you say, it's like, that's stupid, I'm taking it out. I'm not like, partial to anything. And so like when nobody, like when I take stuff out, it's because I don't want to hear it. And I feel like nobody wants to hear it. You know what I mean? So
I,
when Whitest Kids had a Patreon, people were like, you could put the unedited episodes of Buckerson and Myers in. And I was like, no, because the stuff we edit out is me yelling at you guys for being shitty at this.
not reading
That's like
the
literally.
emails. You didn't read any emails that I sent.
Yes, it is that. It is totally that. And it's like, you guys, stop killing every fucking character so I can give you a quest. Yeah. Like nobody needs to hear that.
I will say that is what made those fun to watch, was you getting frustrated
Right.
by all of them.
Right. And
But I also felt bad for you because I was like, come on, like you guys are having really good story arcs and
yeah.
characters, but then at least give Timmy what he asks for.
Yeah.
So he can have
But
a good game.
but I eventually rolled with it. And that's the
Yeah.
thing is like, yes, leaving some of it in is entertaining, right? But if you saw the unedited version, it's like an hour of that plus everything else. So fuck that. But anyway, so that's all to say that this is our alternate universe podcast. And the movie we're talking about is Hard Boiled, which is John Woo's best movie. It's from 1992. Last time we talked about 36 Chamber of Shaolin, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, which is great. And I don't think he was involved with that one, but John Woo, as a young man, was working on those Kung Fu films. And then he started doing these ones, which I believe the genre that it kind of came out of, that they almost created for John Woo, is called heroic bloodshed.
Oh,
And now,
that's
Shandy,
amazing.
having seen Hard Boiled, does that fit?
Yes. I mean,
Right?
I was trying to come up with a term
That's
that I
perfect.
would call this, but I just, in my head earlier, I was thinking before we got on here and went, how do we use every gun, every bullet in the
Yeah.
world
Yeah.
to make a
It's
movie?
crazy.
Basically,
Totally.
heroic. So you said heroic
Bloodshed.
That's
Um,
fucking badass.
Yeah, heroic bloodshed. And it makes a lot of sense. So he started doing that, and he has several movies that are considered like unapproachable, like unassailable, whatever you say, classics. Hard Boiled is one of them, Better Tomorrow, and The Killer. The Killer, he made right before this. Chow Yun Fat has a fake mustache for a chunk of that one, which is great. But there's also a good gunfight in that where both characters are sitting in like recliners and like easy chairs, and they're like sliding around this room. It's fucking insane. But John Woo, Americans know him. I feel like in America, even still, he's kind of a joke because so many of his films, and this one kind of, but like later on, so many of his films have these trademark things he does. Two of them, especially slow-mo and doves, lots of doves. And this one has birds. I don't know if it has doves, but some of his movies are just fucking doves everywhere. And people are like, yeah, John Woo does. But the thing is the guy is very good at making movies. And, this Hard Boiled is the last film he made before he went to Hollywood. He's from Hong Kong, in case you didn't put that together. But anyway, so then he came to America after Hard Boiled. So his next film was Hard Target with Jean-Claude Van Damme. Have you ever seen that one?
No, Hard Target.
Yeah, so it's he's being hunted. Jean-Claude Van Damme is like a broke piece of shit living in New Orleans who gets hunted for sport.
Whoa.
Yeah, and it has one of the best shots of any kind in anything, because Wilford Brimley plays like his friend who lives in the bayou, and he has a big talk. He talks like an accent. And there's, of course, the bad guys get wind of where they are. They come after him. And so he has all these traps set for them. Wilford Brimley has traps. So there's a shot where it's an explosion in the background, and then riding towards camera, Wilford Brimley riding a horse, shooting a bow and arrow. I'm like, that's one of the greatest things I've ever seen in my life. But so, and he's made, and so John Woo has just a good idea for what looks great. But so check out his filmography when he hits the States. Hard Target, which I think is great. Broken Arrow, which I've never seen. It's Christian Slater and John Travolta. Have you ever seen that?
Mm-mm.
It doesn't look very appealing. But then he made Face Off, which is fucking awesome.
Is incredible.
Love that movie. And then he made Mission Impossible 2, which is bad. I don't say bad. I don't call movies bad, but it's not great. Like my daughter and I love the Mission Impossibles, and we rewatch the series every once in a while. We always skip that one.
It's not memorable at all.
No, well, Tandy Newton's she's hot in it. That's about all it has to me. You know what I mean? It's like there's some cool shots, but here's the thing. So the cool thing about John Woo is that there's like an emotional side to him, and like he's not afraid of men with emotions. And I wrote down at one point, this may be the most sensitive movie we've talked about on this podcast. Do you know what I mean? Like,
gosh, yeah,
emotional, like people being sensitive, like, talk about feelings and stuff. It's interesting. But so he's not afraid of that. And he's not afraid of doing visual metaphors for that kind of stuff while there's doves and fire. And he loves, what's the word? Like juxtaposing things. Like in this film, there's a scene where a guy's holding a baby while he's getting in this gunfight. And at one point he gets blood on the baby's face and has to wipe it off. That's a great juxtaposition of like the violence of the world and the innocence of youth, because he's a baby. He's completely 100% innocent, so he has a lot of visual calling cards. And so as he got it more into these American movies that got kind of ridiculous, like Face Off, I loved, but it does have a lot of slow motion, double gun shooting and doves. And like in a church, they're in a church at the end, but the church is like on the beach in California and open air. And so there's fucking doves in it, which is like, okay, guys. And the Mission Impossible 2 is like insane with that shit. And when I first showed her the Mission Impossible movies, she was not old. She was like, well, she's still not old, but she's like, she was like 6 or 7 or something. We finished Mission Impossible 2. She's like, why are there so many slow moving and doves? I'm like, well, wow, you nailed that shit. Like,
has he ever talked about it? Like why
I'm sure he has.
Into doves specifically, like that bird specifically. Is it like
well, it's a bird of peace, right?
It's a bird of peace, yeah.
And he makes movies about like fucking gunfighting, right? So I think that's why. It's because like I said, he likes to juxtapose things. I think so. He just kept doing what he wanted to do, and people over here were like, well, that's silly because, like I said, it's a sensitive movie. He's got an emotional style of doing things, and Americans are terrified of our own emotions. So, like, you know what? We hate sentimentality. Like, we can't understand it. And it's only gotten worse because now in this day and age, like, cynicism rules the world and has convinced all these people that having any empathy at all is weak and bad.
It's woke. Don't be woke with your emotions.
Yeah, it's fucking stupid. So that's a big part of it. Like, we can't take a sentimentality. We don't know what to do with it. We don't know how to process it. And even in Face Off, which a lot of people love, well, people still think it's silly, and it's largely because of Travolta and Nick Cage's incredible acting in that movie. Because they're insane in that. They're both like nuts in that movie. Because like you think about what they're playing, like Nicolas Cage is playing a guy who's then another guy playing the guy who was before. And then so is John Travolta. And it's like, what the fuck? I love that movie. I love that movie. It is, it's just incredible. But so John Woo has a distinct way of doing things is all I'm trying to say. But one of the things he produced during his flirtation with America is a movie called Blackjack, which I love to talk about. So Blackjack, I believe, was going to be a TV show, but it didn't really take off, so it just became like a TV movie, But it's like an action movie. It takes place in, contemporary of modern times. And it stars Dolph Lundgren. And so he's like some cool, detective or something. But the thing that makes the movie unique is he has a phobia of the color white.
What?
Yeah. And so, of course, at some point, the bad guys are in a dairy, and he ends up in like a vat of milk, and he's like paralyzed and can't do anything.
Oh, no.
And I can't remember how he gets out of that situation. I would be like, someone bring me some quick, right? And just turn it into chocolate milk, and you're not afraid of that color. So there you go.
What a strange phobia.
I know. I love that. Well, and that's the thing is, he's interesting. He has interesting ideas. So to me, his still masterpiece is Hard Boiled, and I've seen it many, many, many times. This wasn't even the first time I've seen it this year. I think I watched it about 5 months ago. So I love it.
This is my first time seeing this, and holy crap, I said this a lot. Shit.
Yeah. I was going to tell you before you started, like, keep track of how many times you say, holy shit.
I clapped a lot, too.
Yeah. It's definitely a good clapping movie. You know what? There's a great action movie I love called The Raid from 2012. Wait, you've seen that, right? Haven't we talked about The Raid?
That movie's fucking amazing.
So, in that movie, there's that bad guy who's like this little guy with the long hair, and he's like a total badass fighter, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember his name from that movie?
Oh.
Mad Dog. And in this movie, the guy with the eye patch is Mad Dog.
Mad Dog.
Although your subtitles apparently were insane. So did they call him Mad Dog, or did they call him like Larry Sanders? Like, because whatever else you told me, I'm like, that's not what they say, but whatever.
Okay, so is the main guy, he was called Tequila, right?
Absolutely, 100%.
Okay, because then somebody later on was like, vodka or something, and I went, did he just call him vodka? No, he asked for vodka.
No, one of the bad guys is like, is there a guy named Vodka? They're like, no, Tequila. Oh, right. Like, he's
Okay.
just trying to remember who it is. Yeah.
Okay, so we might have to get fact checked from you, Timmy, from what I was reading.
Well, because also there's a lot going on, like, and towards the end you were like, well, who leaves all these babies alone? And I was like, well, they don't. I mean, they do show they're trying to rescue the babies, but also it's like, how are you supposed to follow everything? Like, there's stuff that I catch still in this movie.
Oh, I bet.
I don't think the plot is super complicated. Do you?
No,
but it's just there's a lot going on.
Oh my
The
gosh.
action scenes are amazing. Hard Boiled is just and this was apparently a big problem in Hong Kong, but the bad guys are gun runners, and so it's about a cop trying to bust this particular gang of gun runners, and what he doesn't know, what the audience doesn't really know right away, is that there's also an undercover cop in with this gang trying to also bust them. And like in most movies, the cool badass cop is this happened a lot in the 80s and the late 70s. Like, the heroes in a lot of action movies of that time were cops who were like not following procedure and just shooting people. And of course, in real life, those are bad guys. Those are, but in movies, it's like, fuck yeah, Dirty Harry, don't let that boss fire you for killing people. What?
It's just all part of doing the job. It's a really hard job. Somebody's got to do it.
Yeah. You got to take out the scum. And I don't think Tequila is like that necessarily. But he does go against the rules a lot, but he's also like right. And like I said, this movie's sensitive, and they do have like, little discussions about violence and how they don't like killing people and stuff like that.
Yeah, even the bad guys are like, why are you killing the innocent people? Like, you didn't need to do that.
Right, that's Mad Dog. And basically their conversation are like, yeah, I really hate killing people, and I don't like to kill people. But whenever I do, I have a gun in each hand, and I'm like doing cartwheels, and it looks so fucking awesome. So I'm not going to stop killing people.
I'm sliding down things, going through glass, sliding into the car, sliding around the car. Hey, I even got grenades.
Yeah.
Man.
There's like 18 guys falling off a scaffolding behind me.
I just stick my fucking machine gun and just go.
Yeah. Oh my God. There's just a lot. So, but it starts with Tequila and his partner going into a cafe, And now this is in old kung fu movies too. So this, and a lot of kung fu movies take place in the 1800s, whatever. So this must be a tradition that's been going on for a long time, where they have these cafes where you have a bird in a cage. And Shandy, you mentioned last night that you know something about that?
Yeah, it's an actual thing that men do as a pastime. So it'd be similar to like women going to like a knitting circle, but there's this tradition, I don't know what it's called, where men bring their birds to the park and they all hang out with each other and like smoke cigarettes and have coffee and talk about their birds.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and I was like, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, totally.
Looks like a really cool pastime for men to have.
Yeah, it's weird that it's a man thing, but
Yeah.
but you know, like I keep saying already, juxtapositions and sensitivity, and so you know, you have all these birds, which are these pretty and fragile animals, and then you got all these tough guy cops and bad guys around, and then of course the shit hits the fan, and they find that the bad guys are hiding guns in the bottom of the bird cage. And so they start shooting each other. So there's your John Woo juxtaposition again. You got these beautiful birds, and then you got dudes shooting the fuck out of each other in this cafe. I mean, what was your first thought like when the action started?
I went, man, this restaurant is fucked.
But how did you feel? Like, have you seen a Hong Kong action movie before? Like from the 80s or 90s?
Probably, but not with this much fucking nonstop. Because a lot of action movies that I've seen, it lasts for just like a few minutes, not like 20 minutes. Like it just would not stop.
Right. This movie's over 2 hours long, and the last, like, I don't know, half an hour is a gunfight in a hospital, and it's one of the best things anyone's ever put in a movie, period.
I don't know if you know, but is it written anywhere how many fucking bullets or blanks were used in this and how many guns?
That is a great question.
How much blood?
How many blanks used in Hard Boiled? I wonder if there's an answer to that.
It's gotta... Oh, no.
Over 100,000 rounds of blank ammunition were fired during the filming of the movie Hard Boiled.
Holy shit. That's where, like, most of the budget went.
The production had to specifically import a quote-unquote substantial quantity of these blanks due to Hong Kong's strict gun laws. So they couldn't even have them all there. That's pretty funny. But yeah, so there's a lot of shooting, and everybody's got like Uzis and shit. And then if they don't, they have like 2 pistols quite often. And that's a John Woo trademark too, is a double-fisted gun in each hand kind of thing. And it looks amazing. I mean, you know, it just looks cool if he's standing there. But in this movie, they're jumping around, doing somersaults. And one of the most famous parts of this movie is right away in the beginning during the Bird Cafe thing. The Bird Cafe's up on like the 2nd or 3rd floor of a building. All these bad guys and cops are shooting at each other. All the normal people are panicking and trying to run down the stairs to get out. Well, these 2 bad guys are like running through them, and they're just shooting citizens just to get them out of the way. And so Chow Yun-fat doesn't even try to at first, but he kind of gets pushed. So in his brain, he's probably like, well, fuck it, this is going to look great. So he just kind of slides down the banister and shoots these 2 guys. And what did you think about that?
I went, wee.
Right.
That looks fun. What a fun way to like.
But what did you think about the way the action is done in this movie? I mean, the way it's shot and the way it is.
I didn't know what to look at.
Yeah.
There's so much going on in the background. There's like bodies flying everywhere, and there's so much explosion and so much gunfire. It's so over the top.
It was like balls to the wall.
Every single time there was any kind of fighting, I definitely know I missed a bunch of shit that was going on.
Well, I've seen this movie probably 40 times, you know, and like it's always enjoyable, and there's always stuff I'm like, oh, I didn't see that before, you know. So there's a character who mentions going to Antarctica, and Shandy said in hers, it's Iceland.
Yeah, I'll have to replay it and pause it and take a photo of it and send it to you.
Yeah, and I'll see if it's the same scene. Because it might be, I don't know. Maybe they do talk about Iceland at some point. The undercover character, when we first meet him, is undercover with this gang who's led by like an old man who, of course, seems like a kindly, nice old man. But he's a murderous gangster, and they kind of trick us into forgetting that. like feeling bad for him, but he's like still a bad person. Like, you know, when we first see the main character, the undercover one, Tony Leung's character, all along, he's killing somebody on the orders of this old man. But then they have the old man with all his friends outside, all of the people that work for him, and he's like, they're giving each other presents, and they're like having a pretty wholesome time. So you feel like, oh, yeah.
I like they brought him beef jerky. I was like, that's my kind of dude.
Yeah. Hey, man. Hey, I shot that guy in the face that you wanted me to shoot in the face, and I brought you some beef jerky.
Good job.
It's like, hey, I was happy with you just shooting that guy in the face after I asked you to go shoot him in the face. But that was great. But yeah, all the gunfighting is it's just over the top. And a word I haven't said yet, which really applies to this, stylized.
Mm-hmm.
Super stylized. And shortly after the banister part, there's a part that you texted me about when he kills that kind of end boss of that scene.
Because he slides across the kitchen counter that's covered in flour, and it's just got covered all over his face. And he still has, somehow, after all of this action, a toothpick in his fucking mouth.
Which he has almost the whole movie.
He has a lot. And then, which did you know toothpicks help with digestion?
No.
That's why he has it, along with drinking fucking Schweppes all the time.
Shandy has this whole pet theory about tequila's digestive problems in this movie, which I've never considered or thought about before.
Yeah.
But then you brought it up, I'm like, well, shit, yeah.
Yeah, because he's eating fucking McDonald's while he's on the job.
Right.
He's probably constantly always working, so he's always eating shit.
Yeah.
Which is why he's always having ginger ale and having the toothpicks, because it helps with digestion. But I like how he's covered in flour. He spits out the toothpick before he shoots the guy in the fucking head.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's so good. And, you know, in his drink that they show at the very starting, it's tequila, but it's like a fizz or something.
It's
'Cause he
Schweppes.
Yeah, but it's tequila with ginger ale. Is that what it is?
No, I just saw the can. It said Schweppes.
I know, but it's in a bar and it's like a shot glass thing, and he slams it and fizzes it. I think it's a drink.
Oh, yeah.
So using the word juxtaposition again and referencing the writer I like, Outlaw Vern, he has this thing that came a lot from this movie, but a few other things as well, that he calls the theory of badass juxtaposition. And basically what Vern says, and I totally agree and see this, is that all the great badass characters in movies have something soft and sensitive about them. And so that's the badass juxtaposition. Are you building a robot or what is happening over there?
I'm just adjusting because my legs are falling asleep.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Oh, Lord.
That's weird. Anyway, so like in this case, like what's the sensitive part of tequila? Like what is the sensitive thing that he does that kind of, stands in contrast to his badassery? Plays the clarinet.
Oh, it's a little jazz club.
Yeah.
Aww.
Right? And in other films, Clint Eastwood is a jazz musician in several of his movies. Even in The Good, the Bad, the Ugly, there's a scene where the man with no name, Clint Eastwood's character, cuddles with a kitten. But yeah, I like it when there's just something about them that's super soft. Like, yeah, I am this badass. I slide down banisters and shoot. Like, I just killed probably 15 people, and now I'm going to go play clarinet. I love that. It's more human. You know what I mean? It's it's a well-rounded thing. You're not just always, a badass all the time. It's like, no, sometimes you're just a jazz guy,
Yeah.
Now, did I already tell you about the bartender at the jazz club?
No.
We didn't talk about that? Okay. So the bartender is played by John Woo, the director.
That's John Woo?
Yeah. The guy who keeps giving him advice, right?
Oh, shit.
Yeah. And again, I mean, reading his review of this is what made me like Vern so much and actually reach out to him, and sometimes we talk. But and he's like a celebrity to me. It's amazing. But anyway, so one of the things he said about that part, he's like, this is the first time I've seen a movie where the main character can pause the action and go get advice from the director in the movie. Because he does. That guy's always like, here's what, don't worry about it, tequila. Like, don't, you know what I mean? He's like giving, and he's called Mr. Woo, is the name of the bartender,
Oh
so.
God.
I love it. That's great. But that's what I'm saying. All this stuff is like, it's just so stylish and different than in a violent American movie. It's just got this real emo thing behind it, you know? Oh, okay. I texted you the word emo origami yesterday, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did you understand what I meant by that?
No.
Well, so the other main character, his little sensitive thing is after every time he kills someone, he makes a little origami crane.
The paper crane. I was actually gonna try to make one before we got on
Oh.
here, but I forgot. I'll do
I
it
bet you
later.
could do
I'll
it.
put it on Patreon.
But that's what I meant, emo origami, right? Because it's very like, he lives in a boat and he like makes the crane and then he like goes up on the deck of the boat and stares into the sunset. You know, it's all very emotional, you know?
I laughed when he said, when I kill a guy, I make one. And I went, you've killed like hundreds of dudes, but I don't see hundreds of cranes.
Right.
Like, where's the rest of them?
But we don't actually see Along kill that many people until the end.
Yeah. Well, I just
We actually-
figured he had because of
Yeah,
what he
probably.
does.
Probably. But we see him kill one guy, then he kills the old man because he gets talked into betraying the old man to join another gang led by Johnny Mo, right? Johnny Wong? Wong? Yeah.
Yeah, Johnny Wong.
Jesus Christ. What is his name? Yeah, Johnny Wong. Anyways, so he's like the main bad guy, and he is a piece of shit. And so all along, the undercover character understands, like, he's like, look, I gotta join up with this guy because this is who's making the money right now, right? He's like doing more business than the old guy was.
Well, I was going to ask you,
Mhm.
if you had to hide a bunch of guns, how would you hide them?
Well,
I wrote a bunch of them down. They hide them in the birdcage, in books, in that library, there's the gun, in
Yep.
cars, in a flower box,
Yep.
and then in a morgue of a hospital.
Yeah, on the stretchers.
So, so how, if you had, Timmy, if you were a guns arms dealer,
And who says I'm not?
where would you hide guns?
Stuffed animals? Like a big-ass stuffed teddy bear?
Oh my God, like those gigantic ones.
Yeah, like there's even one at the dollar store by my house now. Everybody's got them. It used to be back in the day only FAO Schwartz would have that kind of shit. But yeah, you know, big stuffed animals. Why not?
Big stuffed animals.
Because you see those, when you see a stuffed animal, you don't think like, oh, I wonder what's in there. You're just like, oh, I love it, a huge teddy bear.
I'd probably hide mine in like big bags of kitty litter.
Oh,
Because who's going to check that?
you're right. And if there's any sort of smell, I don't think, do guns smell? I don't think so. But anyways, you could hide it because kitty litter has a pungent odor, you know? But,
Or just in a basket of kittens. Just, have the bottom be false.
Aw. But what if the kittens, they're very curious. What if they open it up and then start shooting each other?
The little kittens with the
Yeah.
little...
Kittens with guns. That sounds like a John Woo thing.
I'm surprised
Yeah.
the little baby in this didn't pull out a fucking shotgun.
No, but the baby does something even more important. The baby is so important in this movie. You know? I love it. It's one of the best. I mean, when I first watched this, I was like, all the action is amazing, and I love the characters. But when that baby pees on the main character who is on fire, the baby pisses on him and puts the fire out. I'm like, okay, this is one of my favorite movies. Like, that's insane. But it's also like, it works.
And since it was my first time watching it, and his legs caught on fire, and he couldn't get out the window, I went, oh no, how's he going to get out with the baby? And I thought at first he was peeing his pants, and then I went, oh my God, the baby's helping put out the fire.
Yeah, it's so good.
And the look on the baby's face was so cute. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, that's awesome. What
That
a good
baby's
baby.
It's a great baby. That baby's adorable, too. Very cute baby. You know what I like about that scene? And this is more of that show and sensitivity thing, is like, so it's getting towards the end of a huge shootout in the hospital, and yet when he picks up the baby, Tequila first is like going coo, like he's making little noises and like tickling him like you do to a baby, and the baby like giggles, and he's like, he takes like a break in the middle of this insane gunfight to tickle the baby, because I would. You know what I mean? I don't care if there's people shooting each other. I'd be like, oh my God, this baby's cute. What's up, buddy? You know?
Well, I love, what's the girl's name in the movie? Is it, I always forget.
His girlfriend?
Yeah.
Teresa.
Teresa.
What's funny is a lot of these characters that is the actress's name.
So woo.
Exactly. And Johnny Wong is played by Anthony Wong. So it's like, there's a lot of that.
When she runs into the baby's room and is like, help me save the babies. But she goes, be quiet. You're going to wake them. In the midst of like all this fucking gunfire, explosions, bullets, fucking pandemonium.
Yeah.
Like,
she's
what?
Like, shh. Well, it's because it's babies, right? I think everybody, just like how Tequila's first instinct is to like play with the baby, even though there's like guys with Uzis 10 feet away. And so you see a baby, you're like, oh, they're sleeping. You can't wake up a sleeping baby, even in this, you know? It's, even though we're in the movie Hard Boiled, please don't wake up the babies, you know?
It was really funny.
Yeah, it's to me, it's just a very human response, because everybody likes babies, and then these bad guys are like, leave the babies. And that's why you're like, who the fuck says leave babies? It's like, yeah, well, they're bad guys. Fuck. They're very bad.
They don't care about blowing them all up.
No, and they also don't care about sick people. They don't care about other people in the hospital. I mean, the bad guy's base, it takes them most of the movie to find this out, but the bad guy's base is in the basement of a hospital, so that's an insane place to have that. And that weirdly ties into current events a little bit, because that's something that the IDF was using as an excuse to blow up hospitals in Palestine, was saying that, like, oh, there's a base in it. You know?
Oh, Hamas is in there. No.
Yeah, which is like, were they, you know? It's like, okay, so I love Hard Boiled the movie, but you should not make foreign policy decisions based on it. So, you know, so fucking A. But it's just awesome. It's like constantly awesome. When you said that,
it was nonstop.
Yeah.
And you didn't mention that the music was going to be fucking brilliant.
Yeah. So 1992.
It was so dramatic in points.
Yeah.
When it doesn't necessarily need to be, but I loved it. I loved it.
Well, and they did that a lot. Like, there's a lot of like freezing on a guy's face, and then the saxophone music comes in as he thinks of sexy saxophone kind of. There's almost as much 80s woodwind as gunplay. You know, it's like there's so much just like, and I know this wasn't made in the 80s, but so much, you know, Sanborn style saxophone. By the way, I'm wearing your shirt again. Didn't even try to. It just fucking happens. And I saw your cat, and I'm like, oh yeah. Anyways, so then I saw myself. But here's an interesting thing that I thought of. That this is one of the things I've never thought about watching this movie before. So the beginning fight in the birdhouse, Tequila's partner gets killed. That's why he shoots that guy when he has a flower on his face. That guy killed his friend, so he's going to fucking execute him, even though he got yelled at for shooting the guy instead of taking him alive. But, so that was his friend. And his friend was his drummer in his little jazz band. And so when he's back at the bar later on, he goes, a cop dies, and I play a tune for him. And so I'm like, I wonder if the clarinet song they play all the time is the song he wrote for his friend. I feel like it might be. Do 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 do. You know, I don't know.
I think that was cool because it also ties into the notes for the codes.
Yeah.
That keep getting sent to Teresa.
Yeah.
I thought was really fucking cool. Like, send a tune, write down the notes. That's going to be the code.
Yeah. It's like, but you're right. More music stuff. Yeah. I don't know if I've thought about that. That's very cool. Tequila's girlfriend, Teresa, is above him on the chain of command at the police headquarters. She's like the only woman in the movie that has much of anything to do anyways, you know? And I feel like, okay, she is the only girl in the movie, which is kind of like, okay, guys. But despite that, do you think she's like a good female character?
Yeah, I liked her a lot because anytime she was on, her character was a good juxtaposition to have too.
Yeah.
Because she would say a lot of funny ass shit.
Yeah.
And she is the opposite of all of them. The only time you see her have a gun is at the very end.
Right. And when she kills a dude, she's upset about it.
Yeah, she's really upset. Yeah.
You could see it on her face. Yeah. But so she's some sort of administrator above all of them. But so it's Tequila's girlfriend. They're kind of on and off. And, it's just, it depends on the subtitles and when you watch it. But towards the end, when the two of them are with Along in an elevator, they explain to him, like, we're kind of having difficulties, but they're still together. And I really like their relationship, But one thing that pisses him off is she keeps getting these huge, beautiful bouquets of white roses. And yeah, with these cards in it, like Shandy mentioned, they have the name of a song. And once you figure out the tune of the song, then you numerically, whatever. Fuck it, I'll say it. You juxtapose the notes with numbers. And that's how they figure out the code so that all along when he's undercover can say stuff. And even his messages are coded, though. They're about, like, lions. So, well, the two that we see, right? We see one about lions and then one about tails or something. When Tequila gets in the boss in Johnny Wong's face out on the street, and all along is undercover, so he has to act like he's going to kill this guy. But he punches him or something instead. And then his next coded message is like, keep your lion, or grab him by the tail. I don't know. Something about these guys an animal, keeping him out of here.
Keep him the fuck away from me. He's going to ruin everything.
Yeah, because, this guy's been spending years, as far as we know, being undercover. And that's in a lot of movies about people being undercover, is you spend a lot of time and you have to, like, do things you would never want to do in order to prove yourself to these horrible people just so you can capture them, and it's tough.
There's a great scene after he kills Uncle when he walks by Johnny and he does this smile, but then the minute he gets past him, he just kind of is like just playing the part.
Yeah, he shoots the guy, turns around and does that. And yeah, he's already got tears in his eyes, but he smiles, and then he grimaces. And then he does something he asked Johnny not to do. He takes a machine gun and kills all of his former coworkers in the other gang.
Yeah, and I wrote that down and went, oh my God, he just fucking killed everybody. Holy shit.
Yeah.
I was not expecting that at all.
Yeah. And that's one reason why every line he has in this movie is kind of emo over the top, is because it's got to be a very tough, dark thing to say. The reason he talks about whether it's Iceland or Antarctica, he brings it up and he says, like, it's colder. He's like, I don't care because it's light all the time, and that'd be nice after so much darkness. Which is such like a fucking, okay, go put your eyeliner and black trench coat back on, buddy. But it is got a point, too. And I think, being in that position in life, okay, you are allowed to be super emotional, because that's got to be fucking insane. Like, that's got to be such a toll on your mind and your heart to be someone who's joined this job, the police force, with this motivation of keeping peace and justice and helping people, and now you have to fucking, like, do the opposite of all that stuff all the time, because he's like a hitman as an undercover guy, so, But yeah, I mean, I feel like everything he says in the movie is like, I am morose, like, right? I mean, it's pretty,
When they are going down into the morgue and he's like, oh, you've shut the fucking door. Like, how are we going to get out? And he goes, well, I don't plan on coming back out.
Yeah.
And then I went, excuse me, did you forget there's another person here?
Yeah. It's...
You don't plan on getting out.
Right, it is selfish. And Tequila calls him a few times. He's like, you are fucking selfish. Because he does do a lot of woe is me stuff, but like I said, it's understandable, but it is like, all right, buddy, but you gotta suck it up. But the thing is he does suck it up, because we see Tequila do so much awesome gun shit from the first 2 minutes of the movie all the way through.
When he comes in on the, and he's swinging in.
Yeah, he's swinging into the thing.
Oh my God, how did nobody hit him?
It's amazing. But so at the end, along, you haven't gotten to see him do much action yet, but it's like, oh, so he's also just as awesome as Tequila, because he's also sliding around and doing all this crazy shit. But yeah, the thing Shandy just mentioned is about a half an hour into the movie is when Along is like, with Johnny Wong, and Johnny says, you have to kill your old man boss. So they go and take over the old man's warehouse, and that draws the old man out to come to the warehouse, be like, what the fuck you doing in my warehouse? And then they kill him. But yeah, shortly after that, the Tequila swings in like SWAT gear. There's a shot where they show there's other cops around in the area, but he goes in alone, and he's not supposed to.
Nope.
He's already been told to stay off this case, but he's like, got this shotgun. What the fuck is that shotgun? It's huge.
I don't
and it's like
know.
explosive,
It was
right?
pretty fucking gnarly. I like the shots of him just sitting there putting each round into the gun,
Yeah.
and it was so quiet.
Yeah. There's some good shots of that throughout the movie, guys loading guns and stuff. But but he starts all this shit, and it's just it's awesome. But the warehouse attack when Johnny Wong and his guys first show up and kill all the other gangsters dudes, that fight scene is insane. That's with the motorcycles, and
When he rammed that motorcycle into the guy in the truck was awesome.
yeah, one dude rams it like, God. And then like another thing to talk about as far as John Woo being a great filmmaker, the edits in this movie are fucking awesome. And there's some that are really, again, there's juxtaposition where it's going from like, something nice to something awful. That happens a lot. But even just in this scene, you got that awesome music, like you said. And a lot of the times in the movie, when they're getting into an awesome action scene, it's drums. And you got these motorcycles going. And then, they just start ramping into shit. And like, you see one motorcycle crash. And you've seen this character a little bit, but you don't know how awesome he is yet, right? So you see one motorcycle come all the way into like one of the rooms where the guys are like packaging drugs or something. The motorcycle crashes, but like on purpose.
Yeah, the slide.
He slides his bike across and shoots everybody with an Uzi. Then he gets up and keeps shooting them. And he takes off his helmet. And he's got the most badass face. He's this hardcore dude. And that's Mad Dog, who's like the main henchman of the bad guys. And later on in that same scene, there's like a car on fire. And Mad Dog, after being like shot in the face and stuff, he's like bleeding out of his eye or whatever. And later he has an eye patch over that eye. But he just put the cigarette in his mouth. And there's like a car on fire. And he just like leans his head to the car on fire and lights his cigarette.
Do you know what at first I thought it was? I thought it was like a burning hand.
Maybe, I don't know. I thought it was a car.
Because there was bodies everywhere. They do like this pull-out shot afterwards, and there's like bodies hanging off of rafters and just on fire. And yeah, it's what I thought at first. But then I went, I don't know if this movie's going to be that crazy. It's just a fucking hand.
Just keeps going. Well, that's the thing too, is like, so that warehouse fight scene, like I said, happens maybe half an hour, maybe 45 minutes into the movie. Not quite halfway. And most other action movies would have that as the end. Like a fight at that level would be the end of the movie. But so, there's a few other smaller fights, and then they're in the hospital at the end. And like I said, it's like 30, 40 minutes, and it's just awesome the whole time. It's just awesome. And I mean, it starts more sneaking around, but then once the shit hits the fan, the bad guys know the good guys are there. They start just kind of like securing down the hospital, taking all the patients hostage, or they don't know there's a lot of undercover cops there, and it's just crazy. And there's a lot of good filmmaking in this, but towards the end, when they're in the hospital, Tequila at one point goes back up and meets with his girlfriend, Teresa. She's with the babies, and that's when she's like, be quiet, they're babies. But he's trying to help them, but then he's like, I got to go back with All Long and help All Long, right? So then a couple shots after that, it's him and All Long in a hallway, and there's a long single tracking shot. Did you notice that it's all one shot for like, I don't know how long, but it's like incredible.
From behind them?
Yeah, they go down the hallway, and they shoot guys, and they do all this, and then they come out into like a lobby on the floor they're on, and they shoot some guys, and the elevator opens, and a guy steps out, and All Long turns around and shoots him right away. Oh shit, it's an undercover cop.
Yep.
And so at the beginning of the movie, we found out that one of the guys Tequila shot in the beginning was also an undercover cop. So at first Tequila's like, it wasn't a cop, you're hallucinating, you're out of your mind, whatever. And then later he says something about how bad it's going to feel because I've shot a cop too, and I know how bad it feels is basically what he says. And so then All Long goes, oh, so that was a cop? He's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Like he kind of like lied to him. He's like, yeah, I lied. But here's the thing. So they follow them down that hallway. They shoot all these guys. They turn around the corner into the lobby. The elevator opens. He shoots the guy in the elevator. Then realizes he killed a cop. They get in the elevator, have their moment talking about it. The elevator doors close. This is still one shot. The elevator opens again, and they go back out, and they do more shit, and it goes on for a little while longer. I looked this up just last night. They just reset the same floor again while the elevator doors are closed. They didn't actually go in an elevator, But they like fucking, so they have like what, 30 seconds or a minute while they're in the elevator talking, and they just reset everything. So then they come out. Yeah, incredible.
That's
fucking incredible.
awesome. I wonder, I know you said you just looked this up last night, but you may know this since you've seen this so many times. How long was the preparation for this? For like all the stunt work and stuff?
It's a famously long, grueling production.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Because, I mean, like, the guys that are, like, setting off all the explosions and everything, like, everything had to be timed really, really well.
Oh, totally. Well, and think about it. So it's the end of that very long tracking shot. So they come back out of the elevator, they go down another hallway, and they're shooting people. So then they come into this room. There's, like, fire, and there's guys jumping, like, through the windows and shit. Mm-hmm. And there's a guy that, like, I can't remember, he's throwing something. He has a big gun. They shoot him. And then right after that, Mad Dog kicks open a door and like has a gun and starts shooting at him. And it's like, this is all happening in one shot. It's insane. So, okay, I'm looking it up. Hardboiled took 123 days to shoot. So that's just about, 4 months just to shoot.
Yeah, the prep before had to have been a year at least.
Yeah. Oh, look at this. The hospital scenes took 40 days to shoot.
Damn.
Okay, it's a 5-minute long take. To complete this, during a brief 20-second scene in the middle of the take inside an elevator, the crew quickly changed the set props and rigged the explosions and practical effects in time for the scene to continue.
Wow.
Wow. Okay, while filming that hospital sequence, Tony Leung, that's who plays Ah Long, the other lead character. Tony Leung was injured when glass fragments went into his eyes, and he was hospitalized before returning after a week-long rest.
Whoa.
And he also changed the ending of Hardboiled because... I mean, we're talking about it all out of sequence anyways, who cares? And obviously you should watch it, but knowing this is not going to spoil your enjoyment of this movie whatsoever. Mm-hmm. But they kind of make you think Ah Long is going to die, but then they reveal that he didn't, you know. And they did, originally, they were going to have him be killed. But I think it's too much of a downer, and I think this guy's life has been so fucking hard being undercover all this time that he deserves a happy ending.
Yeah, I like that he was on the boat.
Yeah, he puts his cranes out. Like, he finally gets rid of all the cranes. Like, it's him forgiving himself.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
He makes a crane for every time he kills a person, like he said. Well, if you think about the reasoning there, well, it's like, okay, he's just constantly reminding himself that he's done these things. And even though they're technically in service of a good thing, you know, trying to stop these horrible people, it's still like you did it.
Yeah, you can't forget that.
When I first showed this to my brother Daniel 4 or 5 years ago, we're watching it, and he was like a little high or something, and that warehouse action scene is happening, and he just goes, "This is just mayhem." And yeah, that is the only way to describe it.
You could have called this movie Mayhem instead of Hardboiled.
Totally.
That's basically. I could not believe how much action was in this. Like,
isn't it great?
Because I went, another 2-hour movie. But then it was
God.
So worth it. It was so good.
It's definitely one of the fastest moving 2-hour movies, I think. It's you don't really notice it. And I saw this, I believe I also checked this out from my library as a kid. And I was like, holy shit, you know? And the thing is, so you see Hard Boiled, and it's like, okay, so what's all these other fucking action movies' excuse? Why are they not all like this? You know what I mean? Because if John Woo could do it, everybody should be doing this because this is fucking awesome. That's what I kind of felt, you know? And when you see an American action film, yeah, there's great American action films, but nothing is at this level. Nothing is at this level. This is even its own genre of movie. There's so much action.
American action movies dial it back a lot compared to this. I mean yeah. Okay, so we talk about this every now and then. So, like, The Crow is, like, one of my favorite movies. There's a scene in it when there's a lot of guns and lots of shooting. It's when he shows up to the boss's house and he's on the table and they put a shit ton of bullets in him. And there's just that great fight scene of him killing everybody. And he goes from a gun to a sword. Fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if John Woo did that scene?
Yeah, if he made The Crow, yeah.
It would just be blasts. Like,
it's insane, yeah.
Sometimes watching Hard Boiled was just like a frenzy because I'm just like, where am I supposed to be looking right now? Because there's so much blasting happening of like the guns and the fire and the grenades. Jesus, like what is happening?
Yeah. Well, and besides it being awesome and crazy and entertaining, it also I feel like is like, wow, violence is fucking crazy. You know what I mean? It's like this shit is bad and destructive and people are getting hurt, you know? Because you see a lot of innocent people get killed in this movie.
What's the body count? I keep asking you like all these questions because I was curious. I'm like, how many bullets? How long was production? And what's the body count?
Okay, the body count is approximately 331.
Jesus.
That's like Jason Voorhees' wishes.
So it's a 2-hour film. How many is that a minute?
So let's see here. 331.
Do the math. That's got to be per minute.
2.5 deaths a minute. That's amazing. That's great. That's crazy.
2.5. And no babies were harmed during the filming of this.
No.
Thank gosh.
Yeah. What a bunch of cute babies. I wonder if I guess babies are just generally cute, but all those babies they show are adorable. And I don't know.
They were adorable, and I was getting nervous when they were taking them down over the side.
Yeah.
There was guys coming out of the window shooting at them while they were holding. I was like, "Don't hit the baby!"
Yeah, yeah.
Or don't drop the babies.
Yeah, and it's very brilliant on their part, script-wise and storytelling-wise, because, like we just said, they kill hundreds of people in this movie, and a good amount of them are innocents. You see innocents getting mowed down several different times. So now you're at the end of the movie, and they're showing all these babies. You're like, oh, fuck, these guys they're even going to kill babies in this movie. Holy shit.
That's what I thought, because
Yeah,
there
I'm
was
sure.
so much gunfire that how did none of those babies get hit? But thankfully, they didn't get hit.
Right. Well, babies are little, so, they have that going for them in a gunfight, smaller target.
Yeah, their heads aren't above the window.
Right.
Going,
They're just little
what's
guys.
going on?
Yeah. But yeah, that scene when the hospital thing starts with they're trying to protect this witness, and Ah Long is still pretending to be a bad guy, but it's pretty much the gig is pretty much up for him. So he's gonna go in and kill this witness, but he's like,
Little Co.
not.
I liked Little Co.
See, it's Little Fox or Foxy. So they called him what?
Little Co. K-O.
That is so weird. That's the thing. It also doesn't matter, that your subtitles were a little different because you still saw the same shit. So it's fine. But it's just interesting to me. But yeah. So he's like, he was a good character too. Obviously he's some kind of sleazebag because he's a criminal and hanging out with 2 different gun dealer gangs. But also we find out he's informing for Tequila. And Tequila pays him for it, and the guy's trying to take care of his mother, and Tequila says, we put your mom in a nursing home kind of thing. So at the end, he has good information, and the bad guys know that, and he gets taken to their hospital.
Yeah, I went, oh no.
Yeah. And, but Ah Long is supposed to go kill him. He doesn't. He instead meets up with Tequila, and that's when he finally kind of drops his whole undercover thing, and they just go for figuring this out and finding the guns and killing the bad guys. So, little Foxy still gets killed. And then once they get down and find the guns in the basement of the hospital, they have a cool fight with Mad Dog and some things happen. Well, I don't know if you knew this, but things happen. Some things happen. But so that's when Johnny Wong is like, we're going to fucking set C4 everywhere. We have better guns than the cops, and we're going to take over this hospital now and take everybody hostage.
He also has better clothes. That guy's ties were fucking awesome.
Yeah, so 1992. You know what I mean?
The yellow sports jacket.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he had silk shirts on. Probably, I had some silk shirts back then. For church.
Hell
you only wear them to church. You gotta wear them to church. Shortly after that, they cut outside where the cops are now. They've been trying to get evacuate all the patients and stuff and the hospital staff. And so as soon as he says lock it down, these guys just pop out the windows and start shooting like everybody. And that's what Shandy was talking about when they start shooting and like, oh God, they're going to hit a baby, it's just crazy.
They're like, you know what? Fuck it. You're going to try to take our shit. We're just going to kill everybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even the cops, they were like, fuck it. Kill the cops too. Gives a shit.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. And man, is that ever... That still gives me goosebumps. Like, there's all this hospital action going on. And after they go through these awesome hallway shots, and Alon kills a cop by accident, and Tequila's trying to tell him it's okay. And then you see one of the bad guys, because they have bad guys who are security guards at the hospital. So one of the security guards comes up on them, has a gun to Tequila's head. It's like, oh, fuck, what's going to happen? It cuts away, you hear a gunshot. And when you hear the gunshot, you see all these doctors standing with patients in the middle of the lobby because now the bad guys are making them stay there. And god damn it, I fucking love this part. So then in comes Tequila with the guy in a security outfit behind him with a gun to his head. But he, like, is winking at his girlfriend. And all the doctors are actually undercover cops at that point. Mm-hmm. And so they're all fucking in on this little scheme. And then you see that it's all long behind him and not really a security guard. So then they say, cops get down. And the cops get down. And Tequila slides on his knees with that shotgun. And it's just like, it's so fucking heroic.
It was
and awesome.
awesome.
This movie changed action movies. It like said, listen, motherfuckers, Hollywood's been around for a while. Filmmaking has been around for a while. And whether you're in Hong Kong or Hollywood or Bollywood or wherever, we know how to make these movies even crazier. So let's get to it, you know? But then also here's an amazing performance as this badass character. And you know, Chow Yun-fat is a good actor. And he's like so fucking badass. But also, you know, he's a good character and you like care about him and you see him, you know, like struggle with his girlfriend and like have emotions, you know. But then he still can slide across a floor on his knees with a shotgun that's the size of like a 5-year-old and just fucking kill everybody, you know? It's awesome. And even his clothes are dorky. He's got like these kind of billowy 90s pants and like a very baggy shirt and jacket. And it all works, though, you know?
My favorite thing that was so cool, which I thought was really smart, is when they beat the shit out of Foxy. Is it Fox
Yes.
or Foxy?
Whatever, yeah. Or Code, like you said.
I mean, they really beat the shit out of him. And he puts the cigarette lighter in his pocket to then shoot where the lighter is so it doesn't kill him. I went, oh, that's so fucking cool.
Yeah. Yeah, because Along wants him to stay alive because he's an informant and he knows where he'll end up if he knows he'll end up with the cops. So, yeah.
But then, like, the way that he dies,
Yeah.
I had to write that down because that shot was really fucking cool.
Yeah.
When he takes the scalpel to his neck, and then the next shot is just the blood splattering against the hospital window, but you just see the room of the nurse helping the guy drink a drink.
Yeah. And there's this blood, like someone dying right behind them.
Like, not only should people that make action movies watch this, but people that make horror films should watch this.
Yeah.
Because that shit was dope. And then it was just two of the security guards cleaning it. And there's people walking by. What happened? Like, none of your business.
Yeah, because they're all in on it. And it's like a slasher kill, basically.
It was awesome.
And, I mean, that's kind of what that character Mad Dog is. He's like Michael Myers or Jason. He doesn't talk very much, and he kills the shit out of everything he touches. And but he does have morals. He says earlier in the movie, he says something about not wanting to, you know, kill innocents and stuff like that. And Johnny's like, you know, fuck you, I'm your boss. And then later on, it really comes to a head. He and Along are having this fucking awesome man-on-man gunfight, jumping through windows and running across things and it's just fucking crazy. And then there's this great shot where they land and they both have their guns pointed at each other, and you don't see until the camera turns around, there's a bunch of nurses and patients like in between them huddled down, and neither one of them wants to shoot these people. So Mad Dog is a good, you know, in a way, he's like he has a code at least, you know. And so, I mean, he did just murder a man in cold blood, but he doesn't want to just shoot these people. And they put their guns down. But then Johnny Wong comes in with his last couple men and just shoots all of them.
Fucking Johnny. What a piece of shit.
Yeah, what an asshole. And so Mad Dog is like saying basically that, like, what an asshole. Like, why would you do that? And so he grabs the gun and shoots him. But then Johnny kills Mad Dog, and that's the end of Mad Dog. But yeah, when he kills him with the scalpel, that's like, it's like Foxy or whatever is trying to get away because he sees the silhouette of that guy and he's unmistakable. Even though he's in disguise as a doctor wearing a ball cap, you just see the shoulders and the head. He's like, oh, fuck, it's that guy.
No.
And so he's trying to get away, and then you just see the hands grab his wheelchair like, where are you going? It's time for surgery. Then they stab him. Fucking awesome. So, okay, Mad Dog. Mad Dog is played by Philip Kwok, and you know how I said John Woo was involved with some Shaw Brothers and all the Kung Fu movies, you know? So Philip Kwok was heavily involved with that stuff. He was a member of a group of actors called the Venom Mob.
Cool.
And so that is a group of young men, martial arts artists and stuntmen who their first big movie together was Deadly Venoms. And so they did a lot of Kung Fu films together, these 5 or 6 guys. And so they were called the Venom Mob. And they were all young, in incredible shape, and very good fighters. And Philip Kwok was probably the most in shape dude. He's just like fucking jacked. And you can kind of tell in this movie, even though it's 20 years later, or 15 years later after a lot of his films. But, he's still in very good shape, obviously. And he probably did a lot of the stunt work on this, because that's one of the things he does. But he's just awesome, and he's got such a great face. I mean, he looks like the Terminator.
Oh my God, that's funny you say it. There was a shot where he was like walking past fire, and I went, Terminator. he would make a great Terminator.
He really would. And it's funny because, like, in the warehouse scene, he gets shot or something in the eye. So later he has an eye patch. Well, when he's fighting Tequila and Ah Long, one of them hits him in the eye. And so then he's bleeding under the eye patch. So there's like a red dot on his face. So it looks like the fucking Terminator shot. Because at the end of any Terminator movie, Arnold's face gets partially blown off so you can see his red robot eye and a regular eye. And that's what this guy looks like. But his face, he looks like, like Chinese Schwarzenegger.
Yep.
Also, I have no doubt that he would kick the living shit out of Arnold, even in like 1982 when Arnold was at physical peak.
Hell yeah.
So I just love him. And this is the first time I ever encountered him in a movie. But I mean, this is the thing I remembered the most the first time I saw this was that guy with the eye patch who fucking lights his cigarette on a burning car or hand. And probably both. I don't know. He's awesome in this movie. And the fact that he stands up for the little guy at the end is like, okay, this guy's the best, even though he's a bad person.
Yeah.
And yeah, of course, the 2 main guys are awesome. Chow Yun-fat went on to do more action movies and stuff. And I think his next most famous role was probably Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, but he's done a lot of good stuff. So the other guy, Ah Long, is Tony Leung, who is a respected, like, serious actor.
I thought I recognized him.
Oh yeah, you've definitely seen him and stuff. He's in a bunch of shit. He's even in a Marvel movie. He plays the bad guy in a Shang-Chi, the Kung Fu Marvel movie kind of thing. So yeah, but he's been in like, I don't know if he's won Oscars, but he's been nominated for all sorts of shit. He won tons of Asian acting awards,
I loved him in this. I felt so bad for him, and damn. And yeah, he was cute.
He's cute. And he's a great actor, though, too. Like, yeah, he's definitely good looking, but, and he still looks good, by the way. But, but his acting is like, it's an action movie, but this is not an easy role to play. You gotta like you said, that one shot nails how good he is at this. That's really good acting. I don't care if it's an action movie. That's good shit. He's good at his job. So good job. Good job, Tony Leung. I'm sure you listen to this. You are 63 years old, so there you go.
Hey, what's up?
Not even that old. Chow Yun-fat is the same age as my dad. I was like, holy shit. He's like 4 months younger than my dad. I'm like, okay, wow. But yeah, and so Chow Yun-fat obviously he's just great stoic action presence. But you know who I love in this movie are the boss and the girlfriend, Teresa. I love both of them. The cop boss, guy, Philip Chan is that actor's name, as Superintendent Pang. Yeah, okay. So, and so they kind of know that Ah Long's undercover because when she gets those white roses and has the song thing, that's who she goes to, is her boss, Mr. Pang. And so that's the boss, and they figured it out. And so But yeah, they have a great relationship. And at the end, like, you see her giving Tequila shit most of the movie. There's that great scene, like, you were telling me about how you think he has indigestion.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, well, at least he has clean underwear, not knowing you didn't quite get to that part yet. But then, like, 10 seconds later, you're like, oh my God, there's the underwear. Because she's, like, kind of trying to dump him. And so at one point, in front of everybody at the office at the police station, she just throws this, like, package of, like, laundered underwear. And so she's giving him shit. And yet at the end, when Superintendent Pang is undercover as a doctor and he comes up to Teresa and says, hey, we're here. And he's like, I'm really worried about all along. Mm-hmm. And she's like, Tequila's with him too.
Yeah, or did you forget?
Did you forget him? And like, you're always like on his case and you don't appreciate him. And it's just so great. It's so realistic to me as a relationship, because her and Tequila, they're together, but they kind of they have problems. She threw his underwear at him in front of all their friends, so they're not doing great. But I would assume, right? Underwear throwing in front of your friends, that's like a sign of relationship trouble.
Yeah, and doesn't
right?
Superintendent's like, well, I thought you didn't really give a shit about him.
Yeah, and she's like, yes, I do.
And what does that matter?
Exactly. And the reason you get frustrated with someone in a relationship often is because you do love them. And you love them to death, and they're being a fucking idiot. So that's what she and Tequila is like kind of a dumb, jealous boyfriend for most of the movie. But you see that they both really do care for each other, and I just think that's realistic, because it's like just because they're fighting, it doesn't really matter.
That doesn't mean she stopped caring about him.
Absolutely. But then he's like, I'm sorry. She starts to say, I'm sorry. He's like, no, I'm sorry. And so another thing I missed watching this with a fucking English dub on it. By the way, if you're listening to this and worked for Fandango, formerly Vudu, don't make the original language on a foreign film only for buying it. Just have some fucking respect for the movies. Let me change to it if I want to hear the language and read the subtitles. But anyways, so they dubbed over all the language, which is too bad because Teresa Moe and Philip Chan, those two characters, the actors, they speak a little English in parts. And so you probably heard a part when he's mad at Tequila, the actual actor goes, Tequila, get your ass out here, right? Something like that. I fucking love that. The way he says it, get your ass, because it's obviously someone speaking English as a second language, but it's still like perfect. It's like, get your ass out here, And he also says like, fuck you or something too. Like he says a couple swear words in English. It's awesome. So. And they're singing in English when they're figuring out the song codes and all that stuff. But yeah, that's the thing is I love all the characters. And this is some of the best action ever put on film, period. But yet, it doesn't matter. Even if you have some of the best action ever put on film, period, it doesn't matter if I don't care about the characters.
Nope.
It doesn't matter. Because the reason the action is exciting is because you don't want to see these guys get killed. You're like, oh God, are they going to live? Are they going to die? What's going to happen?
Oh my God, when they're in his boat and they're talking and he's talking about the paper cranes and he gets shot from above, I went, oh fuck, he just got hit. Holy shit.
Yeah. Yeah, he got shotgun pellets in the back. It's like, is he dead?
No,
yeah.
I went, oh no, is he going to be okay? Because like you just said, I started to feel for the characters and was getting really upset when they got hit. And then, man, he just kept getting hit in the hospital scene. Like during that whole thing, like he just kept he's like, are you all right? He's like, oh, it's fine. I'm like, dude, how many times have you been hit? Like 2-3 times already.
Yeah, in some ways it can be unrealistic, but maybe it is realistic to get shot. Like you can get shot a bunch and still live, and it just sucks. So
we also have like all that adrenaline pumping. So
yeah.
Whew.
At the end of the warehouse scene, they have their guns in each other's faces and don't shoot each other. And Tequila does it because he realizes I think that guy's a cop. So then he goes, he finds out from little Fox that, Foxco, whatever, that, where he lives, where Ah Long lives. So he goes to meet him and he's on his boat and, he dives and tackles him. And then they realize they kind of instantly have some sort of camaraderie, even though they're kind of still antagonistic to each other, but there's like a brotherhood there, I suppose. And so, but yeah, then they get attacked because earlier when Ah Long killed all of the other guys from the gang he just betrayed, he missed one. And so now this dude knows him, knows where he lives, and so they show up and shoot him with a shotgun. And then of course they get to have this awesome action scene on the boat and stuff. And the dude that kind of started this attack on Along is still alive at the end of the scene. And he's about to say, like, this guy's a cop as Johnny Wong and his people are showing up.
Mm-hmm.
So then Alan has to kill him right away. But the other reaction right there that's just so, I don't know, it's funny, but it's also just, so he's with Tequila, and then all his bosses show up, right? So what does Tequila do? Do you remember? He just jumps into the water.
Oh, I remember how softly he jumped in the
Yeah,
water.
it was a beautiful dive.
Yeah, and goes under the boat.
Yeah. He's like, I'll see you later. And he's just like jumps in. And he rode a motorcycle there. So he's like leaving his vehicle. And he's in complete pants, jacket, dress shirt, and shoes. And he just goes, okay, and just jumps into the water. And yeah, it's a very quiet, perfect dive. And it's maybe Chow Yun Fat knows how to swim. I don't know. But, or like was a good, like a competitive swimmer or something. But yeah, it's so funny because he's like, well, I got to get out of here. I'll just jump in this water. Okay.
I thought he like swam away, but then there was
He might have.
But then there was the shot of him just there.
Oh,
under
right.
just listening to what was going on.
Yeah, that's right. It's funny if he just swam back to the bar.
Just sopping wet.
Yeah. It's funny in the beginning when she throws him his underwear, or towards the beginning, and he's telling his two cop buddies, like, yeah, I don't know where I'm going to live because she's kicking me out. He's like, I could just live at the jazz bar. And one of his friends goes, yeah, you'll have all the sax you want. And so I played saxophone in high school, and my dad loved saying shit like that. If I came home and like left the sax like in the hallway, be like, no sax in the hallway. Be like, okay, Dad. But
yeah, let your dad have those moments, you know.
Oh yeah. Dad, it's so funny. It's even funnier the 27th time. But
oh, speaking of like when they talk in English, I don't know if this is what it said on your side, but when that guy calls Teresa a smelly bitch.
Oh, in the hospital?
Yeah, before she shoots him.
Right. He calls her a bitch and slaps her, but in my I've never seen him say smelly.
Mine said, you smelly bitch.
That is ridiculous.
So I wrote it down and I went,
wow.
Are you for real?
I want to find out. You said you watched it on Tubi, right? Mm-hmm. I'm going to look into that version and find out where the subtitles
there
came
was
from.
like an English dub and then just regular. I don't know what it said, but I was like, nah, I don't want to do English dub.
Yeah.
I gotta watch the other one. But yeah, smelly bitch.
It's so funny.
And then he calls the baby Saliva Sammy. Is that what it said on your end?
Well, no, not with the English dub, but that is what he calls him in the subtitles I'm familiar with.
Okay.
So, yeah. He says Saliva Sammy. Really the baby at the end that he's running around with, right? Yeah. God, it's so good.
I just went, you're still holding the baby?
What else are you going to do with him? You got to get that baby out of there.
How is this baby? You're not scared the baby's going to get hit with like a stray bullet?
Right.
Because they're really shooting at you.
Yeah, but the other option is to leave the baby in a room that is on fire.
That's
so it's
true.
like, or throw him out the window. It's like, you can't do that. So, and again, that goes to the whole like tough thing and innocent thing. Is so you have this badass cop with a gun in one hand and a baby in the other. And that's how he has to do like the final action scenes of the movie, is holding a baby. And it's very cool. There's another quote. So when they're in the boat, I didn't mean to make that a rhyme, but I'm having a good time, so it's fine. I was not inclined to rhyme, but I'm having a good time, so I don't mind. It's fine. So when he goes to the boat, Tequila first meets Along, and Along says, I make a origami crane for every person that I kill. Maybe I'll make one for you one day, like trying to be badass and intimidating. And Tequila says to him, and if you get killed, who will make yours?
Mm-hmm. I like that.
It's such a great quote. It's such, I don't know, it just was perfect there, and it clearly hits Along, and that's kind of when he kind of starts being like, well, I'm gonna stop being undercover and just fucking help this guy, It seems like, because he talks several times about wanting to escape and live somewhere, like you said, Iceland, Antarctica, but also before he kills the old man boss, they talk about moving to Hawaii together or something like that.
Yeah, he's like, let's go there, and then if you like it, like, let's just move.
Yeah. I would love to see an alternate universe sequel where Along and the boss just do that. And it's just them in Hawaii. having an adventure. Maybe it's like Magnum PI, only they're two gangsters. I don't know. But like lines like that are super melodramatic and over the top, sort of, and not necessarily how humans always talk to each other, but it works well for this movie. Because, and I think that's what another reason why they have the action be so over the top immediately is so that the acting and the dialogue can also be over the top. Because once you see the first part of the movie and Chow Yun-fat is diving covered in flour, getting blood all over his face, and sliding down banisters with 2 guns, then you accept all these this crazy hard-boiled dialogue and melodramatic lines like that. You know what I mean? It all fits in that world, So, are you aware of how they continued this story?
How they continued it? No.
Yeah. So, they had ideas for sequels here and there, but nothing ever happened. Tony Leung and Chow Yun-fat got huge. John Woo moved to America, started making big movies, and so they never did anything. But in 2007, they put out a game called Stranglehold, which is the sequel to Hard Boiled, but it's a video game.
What?
Yeah, and so you play as Tequila, and there's like modes you get in where you're slow-mo and doing kick-ass stuff, sliding around and shooting people and stuff like that. And there are doves in it somehow. I forget how, but
well, watching this, I went, "Damn, this is like playing a video game," especially the hospital stuff.
Yes, totally.
Yeah, like okay, you gotta like slide and get behind the wall, and then be careful if they come out. Like, is it a cop? Is it a bad guy? Is it your friend?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Yeah, the popping in and out of cover stuff. Totally. But yeah, in the video game, I played it, and I because I'm obsessed with Hard Boiled, so I was like, oh my god! So I bought it the day it came out, and I played it through pretty quickly, and I liked it. There was kind of a slow-mo gun ballet kind of mode to it that was cool, but it wasn't super great. But it was just fun to play as Tequila, having grown up watching Hard Boiled so many times. But talking about all the video game stuff, like so this is mostly gunplay. However, they are in Hong Kong. Many of the people involved know at least a little bit about martial arts filmmakings or know martial arts. So there's a few moments there. There's a few great martial arts shots. One thing when they're beating up the informant, Little Co/Foxy, when Mad Dog's beating him up, well, that's Philip Kwok, who is an amazing martial artist. So there's some good moves right there. But then, so towards the end of the movie, when Tequila and Along break into the morgue, they sneak in, and Tequila's got a stretcher. Tequila's wearing a doctor's outfit, and he's got a stretcher, right? And so once the bad guys realize these guys shouldn't be in here, Tequila, takes out his gun, but he pushes the stretcher, and the stretcher spins around. There's a bad guy sitting behind a desk, and the stretcher spins towards this desk, hits it perfectly for Long, who's hiding under the blanket there, to slide out head first on his back and kick behind him and kick this dude in the face.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite things I've ever seen. It's just it's beautiful. And it's ridiculous, the idea that a stretcher would do that, and land perfectly so he could do that. But at this point, you don't care, because that's this world. That's the hard-boiled universe, you know what I mean? Where people can make this shit happen for themselves, I'm
going, so they're on the other side just going, okay, so this is what we're going to do.
Yeah.
Because he even, says, he goes, my push was pretty perfect, right? Like, my timing? And he's like, no.
And it's like, what do you mean, no? It worked out. You don't be such an asshole to him.
So I do think about them on the other side being like, okay, so you gotta do it perfect. You have to time it perfectly.
Right. Here's the thing, bro. Okay, this plan should work so we can break in there, but it is also gonna look so cool.
Yeah, we're also gonna look like badasses too.
It's gonna be so great. I'm gonna put this toothpick back in my mouth, and you're gonna spin around and kick this man in the face. It's gonna be great. So, yeah. And the secret base under the hospital is cool. It's kind of almost futuristic. It's got weird little technology kind of things about it. But right after the morgue scene, they're trying to get into the secret bunker. They can't get the door open, and Tequila does some straight up MacGyver shit.
That was a really good idea. I liked how he used the handcuffs as a wrench.
Yeah,
it was really cool.
Makes so much sense.
Yeah.
It makes so much sense. Yeah. Because he takes the gunpowder out of a bunch of bullets and puts it in this hole he makes in a pipe to try and blow up the wiring to get the door to work. And it doesn't work. So then Long, who's just I'm going to die the whole movie, is well, now I'm going to die. And he takes that wire and another wire and fucking shocks
I
himself.
thought he was dead at first.
Yeah, they really make you think he's dead. And Tequila flashes back to when his friend, the cop, died in the beginning of the movie. And it's like, oh, shit. But it's funny. And then he doesn't die. And then they get in there, they fight Mad Dog, and then they get trapped in that room and can't get out. And they eventually figure out how to get out. They kind of blow up the wall. But at that point, I'm like, you know what? All along at Tequila, they're a great team for shooting gangsters and getting trapped in hallways. Like, they're really great at getting trapped in hallways, you know? And, yeah. It's also funny later on when Mad Dog is, like, in the hospital, a little bit before he dies, but he's questioning Johnny Wong, like, why would you take all these people hostage? You know? Johnny says to Mad Dog, why are you scared? It's like, you're asking the leathery, tough guy who's bleeding under his eye patch if he's scared? He's probably not scared.
Like, I'm actually out here, like, risking my life and killing people
Yeah.
for you. What are you fucking doing? Sitting in your with your cool fucking
In your little room.
tie and shit.
Sitting with your cool ties. It's like, bro, did you see me slide that motorcycle and kill all those guys sideways? I mean, come on.
Didn't he do like a cool ass flip when he like gets off of
when
it?
it came off. And I believe it's really him. I think it's all in one shot.
Man, so cool.
Dude, that guy is fucking awesome.
Yeah, I'd watch
How
a
old is he
movie
now? I wanna-
just with him.
Well, I have good news. Well, holy shit, he's 74 now. But so he is the star kind of character of some of those kung fu movies. Like I said, the Venom Mob are kind of always co-stars, but there's some that more focus on him. And I saw this crazy movie a couple weeks ago that I bought. I blind bought, meaning I haven't seen it. It's called The Cat, and I was telling you about it. It's a crazy Hong Kong action movie that they made right after Hard Boiled. And Philip Kwok plays kind of the villain in it. In the beginning, he's a cop, then he gets taken over by this alien being and becomes bad.
Oh.
So part of it is him being tough, but he has to do like a lot of weird like monster shit.
Ooh.
And like when he's a cop before he turns into a monster, he's like not like Mad Dog. He's kind of like a charming, nice guy. It's strange. So
I'm gonna watch it again this weekend, I think, because I know
should.
I definitely missed a shit ton.
yeah, and it's such a rewatchable movie because when I ordered it from that guy years ago and it took 9 months to get to me, I got it in November and I think I watched it 4 times before the end of the year. So that'd be 4 times in 2 months. And I watched it with a brother. I'm like, have you ever seen this? No. Oh my God, come over here right now and watch it. And then another brother who was living in town at the time was like, have you seen this? No. Okay, gotta come over here and watch it right now. That's just how this works. And it's great. Okay, so I watched it November 15th, 2021, December 1st, 2021. Okay, and then July 2022, November 2022. So in slightly over a year, I watched it 4 times. That's still a lot. And then I watched it again earlier this year in June. I watched it with my daughter. And she wanted me to put something on while she was working on something else, crocheting or something. I forget what she was doing. But I put this on, and she's like, I think she stopped what she was doing. She's like, what is happening in this movie? I was like, yeah, that probably wasn't the best movie to have on in the background because it demands your attention within about 4 seconds.
Dad, this is so distracting.
Yeah, it's like, if Hard Boiled is on, you're watching Hard Boiled. You're not doing something else. I don't care if you're in surgery. You are, well, don't put this on at the hospital, especially because of the end. But if you do, you're going to be watching it. You're not going to be doing anything else. If you like this kind of high-octane insanity, like, it's not the only one. I think it's the best example, but it's not the only one. There's, like, well, like I said, they named a genre because it wasn't just because of John Woo. Like, Heroic Bloodshed includes a few other directors as well. You know? So it's like a fucking awesome sub genre, you know?
I love that.
So.
I love that combination of words.
Yeah, it goes along with the whole emo, hard on your sleeve, sensitivity. You have all of it, you know?
So great.
It makes sense that his first American film had Jean-Claude Van Damme because Jean-Claude always has that kind of sensitivity too. Like, he knew he was hot, and so he always wanted the women to come to his movies too, you know? Mm-hmm. So there's always a love scene. There's always his ass at some point. Because he has a nice ass. I mean, he was in amazing shape. He still is, you know.
He has a good smile, too. I love his smile.
Yeah, he's got a super charming smile. You know, he's an attractive guy, and he's very charming. He's maybe not an incredible actor, but he does a great job for what he does. And if you've never seen Hard Target, it is insane. I mean, he's got a mullet. He has a mullet the whole movie. And are you familiar with the character Gambit from X-Men? He's the guy that throws... Okay. So around this time, people were like, oh, Jean-Claude Van Damme should play Gambit. Because in Hard Target, he has... Well, they say he's Cajun, but he just has his crazy Jean-Claude Van Damme accent, right? But it works because he's Belgian or whatever, so it kind of works for a French Creole kind of accent.
Oh, man,
so...
that would be...
Yeah, it's pretty great. But he kind of is Gambit in this movie. So he just doesn't throw the cards. But he's walking around in a trench coat with a mullet being like, hey, mon ami, and stuff like that. And he when he encounters two guys towards the beginning that are harassing a woman or something, he like stops them and they're kind of standing there like a showdown. But, you know, in a lot of Westerns, when they're at a showdown, the hero will move his coat back so you can see he's holding a gun, right? So Jean-Claude Van Damme is standing there with these guys confronting them. He moves his coat back, and it's just his leg. Because he's going to kick the shit out of these guys, you know?
This is... You want to
awesome.
check out my gun?
Yeah, he's got pants on. It's not a naked thigh. But it's just like, this is what I'm going to kill you with.
These are my guns.
You know? Yeah, totally. But that's what I love about the Hong Kong thing is they're not afraid to be cheesy. Mm-hmm. Because a lot of the stuff in this movie, yeah, you can say it's cheesy, but it doesn't matter. It works for the movie.
I never really felt cheesy vibes.
Me neither. But there's stuff I see in it that I know some people would say is cheesy.
Yeah, I like some of the slow-mo and like the music.
Yeah, fading over a still of Chow Yun-Fat's face into him sitting on a stool playing clarinet. Like, that's crazy. Some people are going to call that cheesy, but it works in this.
Yeah.
You know? So... Are we done, do you think?
Yeah, I think so.
We didn't talk for super long.
Not our normal 3 hours and change.
Yeah, but there wasn't as much like, how do computers work? As there has been, you know, so it's okay.
Hard-boiled.
Hard-boiled. So it's not just eggs, you guys. It also means a tough son of a bitch kind of character. So there you go.
I enjoyed it.
Me too.
Thank you for suggesting it, because that was fucking fabulous.
You're welcome, Randy. And the next time we do a fistful of popcorn, you should choose some weird non-horror movie.
Oh my!
And no, it can't be The Crow. It has to be something besides The Crow.
Oh, come on, Tammy.
Well, we could watch The Crow, but I'm just saying it'd be kind of fun to expand your horizons a little bit, because I know there's other movies you really like that I haven't seen.
That's true.
Yeah.
Man, I wouldn't even know what to pick.
Well, you have to do it right now. But, I mean, yeah, we can do The Crow sometimes. You could almost say The Crow is a horror movie, though. I mean, you could do The Crow and Earn Full of Popcorn.
That's true.
No problem.
Yeah, because that wouldn't work for Earn Full of Titties, would it?
No. You know what's funny? These Vice Academy movies,
Those would.
they don't have a lot of tits. Well,
No?
they don't have a lot of tits in them.
The hell?
They have tits in them. But they're not as many as you would think. It's more just like kind of sassy, naughty, and legitimately funny scenes. There's some funny stuff in those. I'm kind of loving it. And, you know, there's 6, and I've watched the first 2. I've heard that there is a serious drop in quality between 2 and 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm guessing starting with 3, not only does the quality of the movie get worse, but I would assume the titty quotient goes way up. That's probably the trade-off. Like, hey, it's not going to be as good anymore, but we got a lot more nipples. It's like, okay, I'll still watch it.
I guess.
It's only 89 minutes. I got to masturbate at some point today. You know, so. Whatever. But, you know, I don't know, that whole Up All Night. I'm Gilbert Godfrey. Welcome back to Up All Night. I love that those kind of movies are kind of being put out by these labels now, because they've kind of run the depths of the horror films, right?
Yeah.
They're like, they found every fucking horror film shot on a fucking shoebox camera in Pennsatucky, whatever, you know? So now it's like, well, what about those funny titty movies from like the late 80s and early 90s? Like, yeah, some of those are great, you know? So
Yeah, they
a lot of them have Linnea Quigley in them. So
are.
I was considering talking like Tammy for the entire episode, but I don't know if that would.
God.
I don't think that's a good idea.
Aren't you going to hurt your voice?
Yeah, and I have to go back to work tomorrow, so.